Everybody, thanks so much for joining us today. We've got Blake Brown from Kizik Shoes, Adam Peak, People of Packaging, and I am Evelio Matos, the host of Package Design Unboxed. And today we are unboxing Kizik Shoes. The story behind Kizik Shoes is they're hands-free, and we're going to show you what hands-free looks like after we get to the unboxing. But Blake, man, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Super excited to be here.
Yeah, no, this is pretty cool, man. We're pretty stoked, and this is gonna be the first unboxing that we're gonna be giving away an actual pair of shoes. So if anybody's out there and they're interested in possibly winning a pair of shoes, we want you in the comments. Any questions you got on the packaging, let's do it.
Awesome. Yeah, we're just gonna arbitrarily select somebody. Is that right, Evelio and Blake?
Yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo style.
All right.
We got Paul Adellanos from London saying what's up.
And what's up, Paul in London? Does Kizik ship to London, Blake?
We're shipping to Canada as recently, but
can you get to Canada, Paul?
It's basically London.
Closer.
American geography is like, oh, Canada and isn't London in Canada?
Yeah,
there's a London, Paris, Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
Or London, Canada, and
yeah. Paul is a shoe expert. He's a shoe sustainability expert, circularity expert, but definitely loves his shoes. Yeah. So let's talk about this. Let's look at your box, right? So just starting off with the box, it's a brown craft box. You've got 2-color print, as you can see. You've got white, you've got blue, and then of course you're gonna get your labels, and then you got this little blue hangy thing, right? Which if you're getting like a corrugated box, you don't expect to see like a fabric grow grain ribbon hanging out of there, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And as you look closer, it's a tear strip. And
your favorite thing to do.
I love a tear strip. That is, that makes my week, man. A good tear strip that goes all the way across. Love it. So tell us a little bit about this Kizik brand and what the product is.
Yeah, so Kizik really started from a brainchild from Mike Pratt, who's our founder. And Mike spent 20 years he was the founder and CEO at OGO Bags, which is pretty popular, still popular. And they sold to Callaway Golf back in 2017. But Mike is always the serial entrepreneur of saying, like, why are things this way? Why aren't they this way? And so he spent years and years and really developed that process of like, why do we have to bend down, put our shoes on, tie our shoes, all this stuff? It's kind of a hassle. But I think the thing is like, how do I make life easier? And so the thing is, that's kind of how that started. And Kizik started about 2017, and it was kind of like, for the first couple of years, it was more of like an idea that we just kept like, how do we make this easier? How do we make this better? So that was kind of the brainchild of that, and having this unique opportunity to have something so different in footwear, because outside of materials and certain other things, shoes really haven't changed very much in the last 30 years. So for us, it's really like honing on that, like, a lot of our success is based off of that innovation and that key differentiator. And we have such a demonstrable product, and having a demonstrable product in footwear, it's like one of those things that we want to like share with our friends and family. And, we're like, oh, look what my shoes can do. I can do this. I don't even have to bend over and do that. So it's been really remarkable this last 2 years here of the incredible growth we've had. I think a part of that is like, no one likes bending down, tying their shoes, and some people can't. And that's another thing too, is that's where good design comes in, is the ability to, for anyone with feet, anyone that has shoes or wears shoes, it's not mutually exclusive to, this tribe of a certain, lifestyle or this cool hip brand, but it's more of like, hey, you want a good looking shoe that's comfortable, that's hands-free. It's it's like one of those, we call it the aha moment here at Kizik, where it's like, once you actually put them on, you kind of like, you have that, like, I just think of that gif of that mind explosion guy, where you're like, oh my gosh, now I want to throw all my other shoes away or donate them. And so,
all right, I got a question for you, Blake. Before we do Evelio's favorite tear strip, talk to me real quick, because it looks like this flap right here is glued, and then there's a security tape on mine right here.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Is that on yours too, Evelio, or no?
Yeah. To be honest, when mine arrived, my tape was cracked pretty much all the way across. So it's almost already open.
Interesting. Yeah. So I just didn't know if that was, that might be something to look into. Like, why, if this is going to be glued down, because it is, then why this tape wouldn't, or this label, wouldn't need to be there.
I honestly haven't seen that tape before, so
okay.
It's good that you pointed it out.
Yeah, it's just a round decal, so it's being done on purpose. So let's unbox this like Randall says. He's calling it a security seal, but it should already be glued down, so security shouldn't be required. But you've got.
Guys hear that? Yeah, that's such a
don't
cool
let
sound.
your shoes slow you down. So let's bust this thing open. Do you know what flute you got here?
The E. I think it's the E flute.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. And when you're opening this up, one, you got the grow grain ribbon attached to this. You're pulling it, which reveals this blue on the back end.
And there's another reason for that too, is having that pull strip. Yeah, look at that, just dangling there. Yeah,
this tape didn't adhere very well, so that's something definitely to look at.
Yeah, but I like
nice,
this.
Clean tear. It's awesome.
I like this. I like this too. The addition of to be able to reuse the box if somebody needs to return them. Obviously, you hope that people don't have to return them, but buying shoes online, you got to get them in, you got to try them on, and so being able to really quickly, if someone needs to just reuse the box and send it back, that's a great addition.
And not just that, but I mean, just telling somebody right here, it says, remove this strip when you want to return or exchange it. Like perfect, right? Because you need to indicate to people like next steps. Like you got to give them cues.
And that's all.
Of course.
And that's why we also have this thing here. It says pull here, because we've had some people that don't see that indicator of that blue strip to pull tab. Okay. So we've had people that like open it like this, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, so we're really trying to emphasize like this is how you open it.
Yeah, no, it's killer. And then of course, it took me a second. I'm seeing all these hands like up and cheering. I'm like, oh, why are they cheering? Because I open it. It's like, no, because it's hands free. So I don't need my hands. Yeah.
Also, I like this little addition onto it. So this is just looks like the order, or like the this is just on the order thing. What would it be called? Shipment notification or something like that. Packing slip. There it is. Thank you. But it's got a QR code. So it's a packing slip, but you're also using it to create some consumer engagement. So just record yourself, scan the QR code, upload your videos. Yeah. Don't forget hashtag wear Kizik.
Wear Kiziks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you've got tissue. I just posted a shoebox from Everlane, and it was a gigantic box, and it had foam, and it was crazy. You don't need that for shoes, right? It's like if you're trying to be sustainable, it's like reduce the amount of space. You got a nice tissue here with a scatter print logo, just one color. You open these.
Can I just say you can't get this on an unboxing experience, but the smell, if you're into shoes,
new shoes,
the smell of new shoes is incredible. Like it's so nostalgic. It
takes me back to Foot Locker.
Oh yeah, like you're trying them on
when you walk in there.
Yeah,
it's better than a new car smell.
It's way better.
You experience it more frequently.
Now, one thing, Blake, when we were there talking, so these that I have, these are I think it's the Madrid Eco knit, but you had said that maybe you were, because I've got the molded fiber insert, And it's even got it's customized, step right in, shows you what to do. Do you have the same, Evelio?
I do. I've got.
Was this something that I can't remember if you were you guys sticking with this, or was this were you moving away from it?
I think so. The way I'm looking at things now, I mean, because to back this up a little bit, like we have grown incredibly fast. Like some days feel unsustainable of like how fast we've been growing, and I think part of it too is like really honing in on like let's keep hitting better and better experiences when like packaging. Packaging isn't thought about as much as I think it should be. So one thing too is like if it doesn't serve a purpose, it's or an actual necessity, it doesn't need to be there. And so there's some reasons too, like having the tissue paper does make sense for like when we have leather shoes. So making sure that some of these leather shoes don't rub together and during transit and don't scuff and whatnot. The pulp molds, of course, are like to keep the shoe in shape. But I think the packaging already does that pretty well, and there's other things to do outside of doing pulp molds. So yeah, I mean that's something I'm looking at. So
I already slid my shoes on, and it's a glorious experience.
Wait. We can't,
no, I did it. I know. You got your thing, Evelio, but I already did it.
He had his aha moment.
I did have an aha. I put it on. It was like, ah! It's like tiny angels were singing.
All right, well, before we do the shoe, like the full shoe reveal, just a couple quick questions on the box, right? So, when you're ordering these boxes, are they arriving to you flat and you're assembling them and putting shoes in them, or is your shoe manufacturer packing these in the shoe boxes and then shipping those all complete?
Yeah, so our box manufacturer, which is not too far away from our actual production facility, will send all the box flat in shipment to the shoe factory. The shoe factory will put them all together, take the shoes, put them in there, and assemble everything there. And then all of these shoes will already be packed in here and then shipped in carton containers and shipped over to our warehouses in LA and Boston.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. And I'm looking, you've printed on the outside and you're printing on the inside. Your print stops here. You're already paying to print on the interior.
Yeah.
You may as well use it all up, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't cost any more. So like that, you've got a great opportunity to do some marketing there. Especially on like the interior down here, when you've pulled out everything out, you can see that. You're using blue, so it'd be great to get some color in there as well.
Yep.
And then when you go to recycle these boxes, you've got to. Oh, and just one other thing too is typically on this construction, you'll have die cuts here and here for these flaps to lock in. I love when you get a nice clean shape like this without it.
Yeah.
Because you don't get that airflow that's going in there and dust.
Yeah, and that was one thing that you can do that. No, it's just the teeth from the inside. The teeth that kind of.
I got it.
The teeth should be sharper just to really grab on that bottom of that box.
Yeah, and what he's talking about is like this serrated edge here just kind of grabs the bottom.
Got it. What's up with talk to me about this anti-mold chip? I've never seen. I mean, is this like a desiccant thing that gets applied? Do you have this, Evelio, in yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that is just a desiccant in there.
But it's adhered to the box to the.
Yeah, typically it's like a little satchel, but
I would wonder what would happen is, do we have a Ryan Fox in the house? Is there somebody is this a problem, or do I have to take this thing out when I go to recycle the box? That's what I would be curious about.
Or even Becky. Yeah, even Becky from Mohawk. Do you know?
Oh, what's up, Becky from Mohawk?
Do you know if this is an issue in recycling? I'm like rattling all over the place with these boxes. Yeah. If you can let us know, Becky, that'd be awesome. If you know, that'd be great.
And this folds over too. We've got a standard roll-in tuck top with PSA from Michaela, but this also rolls right here, this flap, the front flap. So this doesn't end here. This comes all the way back over and down, and then that acts as the locking function, doesn't it, Evelio? Oh, you already got yours apart.
Yeah, it locks those pieces in there. But like, in terms of like you're printing the interior, what's always great is if you're printing that, use this. And if somebody breaks this down, typically you want them to break this down to recycle it. Like some hidden message in here is always fun. Like welcome to the club. I think we did Pillow Cube. Pillow Cube had a killer. Had a little code that you had to break in order to join the, I don't know, like some secret society of Pillow Cube or just something like that. Just like some fun branding stuff. But before I forget, I want to have my aha moment. But
you do.
Becky says she's not sure. She'll find out. I'm going to disappear for a second, and I'm going to reappear in a second.
At the Kizik shoe cam. There it is. Let's see, Evelio. You actually wore socks for this. I already slipped mine on. Oh, look at that. Come on. Evelio. There it is. I love it.
Yeah, and I think there's one thing with this too is people get so used to like trying like using their shoes now. There's like a muscle memory where you're like still trying to wiggle.
Right.
And with our shoes, you just have to put your foot in.
You just like slip it in.
You just slam down. Like it's.
Oh, you know what? I took it off and I just slammed it down and just popped right up. But you're right. Yeah. It's like that. It's like you're used to like just kind of squeezing it in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just took it off and I just popped it right back on, and then that heel just snaps up.
Yeah,
which is awesome because then you don't have to do the old trick of like you slip it in, then you have to like kick your heel up and grab it, as you like go to take a step,
and fall down the stairs or fall through the drywall.
For sure. And typically I don't wear like thick socks like this. I just wanted to wear some festive socks for today, so they're a little bit more snug that way. But these are rad.
They're so comfortable.
Yeah, these are
I wish I was as cool as Evelio and had my kick cam, but I'm gonna do that next time. I was gonna use my cell phone. I suppose I still could, but I don't have socks on. My feet are nasty. I do have size 13 feet though for a 5'10" guy. That's pretty crazy.
Oh wow.
I like this. I like this. A QR code on the interior, the bottom of the box, the same one. You could do something similar from here. I thought that was a pretty interesting comment.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing too is like we were talking about. So we're actually working on kids' shoes right now, which is a no-brainer. For anyone out there that has kids knows that struggle of just what a kind of a nightmare that is.
Hey, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Shoes. I said we're leaving. Hang on.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've never dealt with that.
And so to that point too is like how do we use this as an extension of the brand and our story, but also how do we make it playful and fun? Like one thing I want to do, as you talked about on our box, on the bigger box, is actually using this full print of doing certain things. Like one idea is just like, what if we turn this into using illustrations and kids can like unwrap it and use that as a coloring book? Or what are certain like little experiences that we can have for kids or just anybody too to really like be able to reuse the box or use it longer instead of just say I got my shoes, throw the box away. But how do we can continue that?
Real quick, Evelio, before you talk about the springy.
I'm not talking about it. I'm just squeezing it. And I'm like,
I love it.
This is so like insane.
Yeah. So Zion Williamson, his first sort of signature shoe, the design is actually his little brother. It's his crayon design. So the box is actually designed. There's a coloring book inside of it. You could do something similar to that with your kids' shoes boxes where, the kids design, like they get like a pretty plain outside, but the outside of the box is like plain white or something like that. And then you could say to kids and parents, hey, submit your kids' box designs on Instagram or something like that. And then you could print like the 3 that get the most likes or something
Yeah.
like that. Like you could
Yeah.
create a really cool way to get the kids involved in the creativity of it. Or yeah, like Michaela just said, you could even do like a limited edition, you know, digital run of boxes. Even parents could like their next, or that would be really complicated, but like their kids' design is like their next order of like the next order.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
supply chain nightmare. But anyway, it's super cool though.
Yeah,
And the
thanks.
shoes are, I have like 100 pairs of shoes, and like Paul said, I don't like just give them. I don't do a great job donating them. But these are amazingly comfortable. These will get heavy amounts of wear.
Dude,
Awesome.
I think these are seriously my new favorite shoes. I mean, you know, like when you've had like the really comfortable shoes, and you're like, man, whatever happened to those shoes? You think back, you know, like the little dreaminess. I used to
Adidas
have
Samba.
I used to have these Gravis shoes that were like slip on. I don't know. They were like the most comfortable shoes ever, and then they discontinued them for some reason. I'm like, I'm the only guy that bought them. These
Yeah, and that
remind me of that. It's like a sock. It's like killer.
I mean, that's another thing too, is it's hands free, but it's like we're really leaning on that comfort story as well as that underfoot comfort. I mean, I pulled my own insole out, so it's kind of gross, but I think the idea, like when you get most shoes, it's just this really thin piece of fabric. But we actually are doing like we're actually going a little bit above and beyond to do like a contoured footbed. And doing these other little things that like will increase that comfort, increase that durability, just to have that aha moment you can get in. But I can go to Disneyland, you know, for 5 days and still, you know, be super comfortable in your shoes.
Yeah, these are rad. Just, you know, back to the packaging. So you've got an e-flute box. One of the issues I think a lot of shoe companies have, just working with different shoe companies in the past, has been your SKU count, right? It's like, because you've got to figure out what that window makes sense for. If you've got like a size 6 and a size 8, are those in the same box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're like in a size 12, like is it 12 and up go in the same box, and how much shuffling do you have in there? So you end up with a lot of SKUs.
Yeah. So I think right now we're graded to 4 boxes right now.
That's awesome.
I mean, we have a pretty wide range, I think, going 4.5 men's all the way up to 15. And so it's kind of broken out like 4 sizes of the box. So, and we're always looking for opportunities, right? Like I am right now, is like, even with kids, they're still small, but we're going from a 10C, which is like a 4-year-old, all the way up to 11, 12-year-old. And so how do we minimize the grading process as well, of like, how do we minimize that? And another thing about us too is we're not doing, you know, female, male, kids type of, because all of our shoes are kind of gendered.
Unisex.
They're unisex. They're dual gender. And with us, we're just like, hey, for this men's 6, it's a women's 7.5. So if you look on the side, it'll say men's 6 and, you know, women's 7.5. But we're always trying to minimize that and actually like be intentional about, you know, the materials we use, the story we're telling. And, you know, it's, you know, it's like me as a creative and a designer, it's us, and I have another designer on our team. So, I mean, we're still pretty small as a team, and we're just go. And so this next year is really honing in on like really leveling up that experience, that brand story, and really like having people, I think like we were talking earlier, it's like, I want to create a hands-free box. How can we do that? It's like, you know, and I keep having dreams about it, and like how amazing that would be to have that kind of experience of,
Blake, welcome to the packaging club. You're dreaming about packaging. You are now one of us. You can,
as you're talking about it, it's like the ideas are already flowing. It's like, I know we can get there. I know how to get there. I know we can get to a hands-free box.
Yeah. Hey Blake,
I know it's possible.
There's been a ton of questions in the comments. So when, you know, once this will live on LinkedIn for a little bit, and we'll get in and try to answer the questions on LinkedIn. I don't think we can get to them all here live, unfortunately. But should we do the giveaway Should we announce it now? What do you think about it? We've never done. We didn't really.
We've never done a giveaway. We haven't kind of planned it, but yeah, I think we should.
I think that there are 2 people who have been well, there's been a few people who've been super active here in the comments. Could we give away 2 pairs or just 1? What do you think? Should we stick with 1, Blake?
Just do 2.
All right, let's do it.
Do you want to pick one, Evelio, and I'll pick one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So who do
drum
you got,
roll?
Evelio? Yeah.
I've got I got Michaela Nichols.
Hey, Michaela.
You won a brand new pair of shoes.
Come on down.
Make sure, yeah. Make sure you send us. I don't know, Blake. What's the best way to do it? Just pick. Does she? I
think just DM me on LinkedIn. Okay. Or, I think we can get something going.
All right. And awesome. I'm gonna go with Randall. Randall Harder. You've thanks for jumping in and participating. Asked a bunch of questions. So Randall and Michaela, make sure you connect up with Blake on LinkedIn and send over your size and address and details and all that kind of stuff.
And then we want to see an unboxing, some pictures. We want to see that slip in and use, what's the hashtag?
Hashtag wear Kizik.
We are Kizik.
Yeah, wear Kizik. So make sure you throw that out there. Spread the word. Hands-free is the way. This is the way. Be on the lookout for that hands-free box, right?
Yeah, coming soon.
Yes, but it's gonna happen. I'm gonna do whatever I can to make it happen and make it happen. Do it well. Yeah.
That's killer, man. That's awesome, man. Thanks again, guys, for being on here. Thank you so much, Blake. This is killer.
Thank you.
Thanks for
go to kizik.com, right? Kizik.com.
Yeah, go to kizik.com. And we have a lot of different styles, different. I mean, this is literally, that's why it's been so crazy, because this our fourth quarter, just like any D2C brand, it's just nuts. But I mean, this is the best present you can actually give anybody. So if you're still looking for a good gift out there, like, these are probably the best for anybody.
What about gift cards? Can they go buy a gift card online?
You can get gift cards, and there's.
I love it.
We can make it happen.
That's awesome, man. Honestly, I just think back at like all the shoes that I've got to like use my hands now. It's like, dude, now I'm always on my cell phone, so I'm like, I can scroll and put some shoes on. Like, knocked out 2 problems in one. These are killer.
Is that a common problem though?
Pretty much. I'm like, I'll be making a sandwich.
Like, I'm scrolling like TikTok, this, but I have to put on my shoes. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, for me, it's like I go to my garage to go out to my car, and we have I have a ton of shoes, like between my 3 girls, my wife, myself, and I just go out there and I'm like, I know exactly. I mean, of course, I'm biased. But I think the same thing. I got some cool looking shoes, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the most convenient, easiest, comfortable pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And it's always like, boom, I'm out the door, or I'm out the garage, and I'm on my way.
That's the reality. That's the reality we all live, guys.
I'll give a plug. The Sustainable Unboxing Club gear is available at packagedesignunbox.com.
Yep.
Go support Evelio stuff.
Yep. Love it, guys.
Awesome.
Awesome work. Thanks everyone for participating. Congrats, Michaela and Randall. Make sure you connect up with Blake. We'll put his LinkedIn link here in the comments. It's amazing. Awesome. Great work.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Yeah. Appreciate it.